Welcome to the So Social Radio Show. I'm your host, Richard Martin, here with my amazing co-host,
Cheri Martin, and we are the WCN Interactive Team, business growth, marketing, and social media strategists, helping you to
dream it, plan it, build it, and most importantly, successfully do it.
For that growth, prosperity, and success that we all love and desire. And each Wednesday at 12 noon on talknetworkradio.com, we share tips and techniques to grow you and your business, plus demystify social media and marketing for you so that you can have more fun.
And my favorite, more profits.
And we want to just welcome all of our listeners today to the So Social Radio Show. Make sure that you visit with us over at So Social Radio Show on Facebook. Give us that thumbs up. We love those likes. Of course, our timeline is open, so let us know what topics that you would like to hear and us have a conversation on. We'd love to make sure that you are tuning in and getting all the education that you are desiring so that you can grow your business and move it forward.
Absolutely so. Let's get on.
It is almost St. Patrick's Day. Got anything planned?
It is coming up.
Friday, 17th?
Yes, it is. Yes.
That's right. So anything planned?
I can't tell you.
Not going to go kiss that Blarney Stone?
That ain't going to happen.
Always fun things. I know there's a lot of great stuff happening downtown Melbourne, especially with Meg O'Malley's down there. So we'll probably end up heading downtown Melbourne.
Sounds like fun.
Have a fun time. Drink a little green beer, right?
You bet.
But it's always fun to celebrate the holidays that we have going, and that's what I love about online marketing is because there's always stuff up there to keep you informed about all the happenings. And of course, we do have some great sponsors, and one of those is everythingbrevard.com. with Tracy Stoddard, and she's one of our partners, and they always let you know what's happening right here in Brevard County because it is a community website that you can keep up to date with everything that's happening, as I said, right here in Brevard.
Absolutely so. And I want to mention Toastmasters, a world leader in communications and leadership development. Find out how you can improve your speaking and leadership skills. Visit toastmasters.d84.org.
And Constant Contact, which is also one of our partners. They're an award-winning company empowering small businesses and nonprofits. They help you to grow and succeed through email marketing, and email marketing is one of the best features when you combine it with social media that can really drive traffic to your website. So learn how to be a marketer with that one toolkit, one login. You can actually get a 60-day free trial right at bit.ly/WCN free CTCT. That's bit.ly/WCN free CTCT and start growing with your marketing list. We also want to invite you, if you are wanting to learn how you too can be a social radio show guest advertiser, sponsor, or partner, just visit at the SoSocialRadioShow.com website there, and you can gather some information and just give us a shout out, and we'll have a conversation.
Absolutely will about that. Yes.
Also, tomorrow, we have a couple seats left for our social media strategy workshop. It is on Thursday, March 16th, and it's at Buena Vista Estates. Again, it's a local in-person hands-on workshop, and you can go to WCNinteractive.com, click on workshops, and it is our featured workshop for the month. So definitely learn how you can come join us. Again, we just have a couple seats left, and we want to make sure that you'll be coming, because you'll actually be developing your social media strategy at this half-day seminar.
So that's what they're going to walk away with, a complete strategy?
You got it. I mean, most of us are, we all do this posting and this messaging and sharing and liking and reacting on social media, and there are so many people that I'm talking with, they're so fed up. They're not getting the results that they desire. And I know we've talked a lot the last couple of months about, do's and don'ts and about the differences between the different social media sites. But within this workshop, you're going to learn how to take it and put it all together and map out your action steps that you need to take on a consistent daily basis so that you do get results.
And define results.
Making some money.
Hey, that's what gets me excited. You know,
I know.
I want to know the secret to raising my income.
Well, and our guest today, he's actually calling in from Jupiter, Florida, down just south of us. Just want to give a shout out to Robert first. Make sure you can hear us, and then we're going to do an official introduction of him. Robert, you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. Well, we're excited because I know that with some of the products, what you're going to be focusing on and we're going to have a conversation on, it's definitely a topic I'm very much interested in learning more about, and that is the G Suites for Business. And I know that, too, can help you to get more organized and make some money, too. So definitely looking forward to our conversation.
I love revenue.
Definitely. Well, let me first, like I said, let our listeners know a little bit about Robert, and then we'll get started and bring him on and get the conversation flowing here. But Robert Wiesneck is the owner of RSW Technology Guide. He started out promoting paperless offices and added QR codes and mobile landing pages and websites to the portfolio about a year and a half ago. And as the market has grown, it was a natural progression to have a mobile responsive website design added to his mix. He's also a realtor with Lang Realty there in the Jupiter area. And with his background in insurance and real estate, he was always looking for new ways to use technology to improve the business environment. So in 2015, he actually started instructing the use of technology for realtors and small business owners with the Jupiter Tequesta Hobie Sound Association of Realtors and with Lang Realty as well. And again, what I'm excited about is that today he's going to be sharing that knowledge with us and our audience. So we want to welcome you officially to the So Social Radio Show, Robert.
Thank you very much, Cheri. It's good to be here.
We're happy. And it's been a while since we've seen each other. For our listeners, he actually used to live here in our area, in the Palm Bay area, and he moved down south a few years ago. So we only really see each other on social media.
Right.
There's that word again.
Which is a great way to keep connected, right?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we met on social media before we met in person.
We did, and I believe that we first, then we got together and you showed us how to use QR codes and effectively, and we were able to share those with our clients as well. So yeah, well, we won't say how many years ago.
No, it's been a while.
It has been too long. We need to, next time we come down that way, we definitely need to stop and see you and your better half there, Joan, right?
Jean,
I'm sorry. Yeah, Jean.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely get together and have a dinner.
Sounds great to me.
Absolutely so. Well, you had mentioned QR codes, and I know we want to get on. Are QR codes still applicable to business today?
People are using them, but it's not like it was. It's kind of, I don't think it ever really caught on as the way it should have. And I think it's not as popular as it was at some point in time. So, not really.
Yeah,
what can I say?
I see them used sometimes, but again, it's one of those items that was a trendy item, but nobody really understood how to use them, so it kind of faded out a little bit.
I think that was the problem. Mm-hmm. It was the problem that nobody understood them, and we're not using them properly, so it just really didn't catch on.
Well, before we get started, and I guess talking about the G Suites for Business, and have you share with our listeners and a little bit more about all the different applications, what exactly are G Suites?
G Suites is the business program that's put out by Google. It's the professional version of Gmail. And
okay.
What it does is it's a paid version, and it allows you to, number one, use your own domain name as opposed to robert@gmail.com. It could be robert at rswtechnologyguide.com. It's a lot more secure, and one of the best parts is customer service. You can actually call and talk to somebody if you have a problem, whereas with the other free services, you got to chat and email, and God knows if anybody will ever get back to you.
Uh-huh.
Or when they do, it's in the middle of the night while you're sleeping, and that person's not there any longer.
Right. So with this, you could be on the phone. They give you a code. You could be in touch with somebody within minutes.
So is it the paid service then?
Yeah, it's the paid service. There are 2 levels of paid service, and they just introduced a third one, which I have to look into a little bit before I talk about it. But
always changing, always evolving.
Yeah, Google is changing every day.
Mm-hmm.
The basic service is $5 a month, and the premium service is $10 a month.
Well, that's very doable.
I was going to say, I think that
Right.
could pretty much fit in everybody's budget for marketing, right?
Absolutely. And the value you get from it, which I guess we'll go into a little bit later, is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Well, you shared what the G Suite is, and it's, for business, and I'm understanding then for the purpose or the reason you would want to use it, you said, you can actually get your own domain name.
Right.
And which then, if you don't yet have a website, that's really attractive to someone then, right?
Absolutely.
And
you can get your domain name through them, or if you own your domain name, you could use it. If you got it to GoDaddy or something, you can still use it.
That's pretty cool. And you mentioned the safety features. What makes the G business more secure than, say, just your regular Gmail?
Well, think about your public emails and how they're supported. Basically, they're supported by advertising. So all of your emails are scanned to see what's in them. Not that they're spying on you like Big Brother or anything, but if you mention that you're in the market for a car, you'd be surprised how many ads start popping up in your web space about buying new cars. Okay?
Yep.
Gee, it sounds like Facebook all over again.
Social profiling.
Right. So if you got MSN, Yahoo, Outlook, or even the Open Gmail, they're putting ads in there, and they're looking to sell you stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have the encryption that the private accounts do.
Wow, that makes sense, and that really does make me feel a little bit more safer. I know I tend to use my Gmail a lot when I'm online purchasing something or going to maybe download a free gift like an ebook or something, so that it all goes to my Gmail instead of my regular domain. Maybe I better rethink that.
Yeah.
I think I need to rethink that.
The one thing with Gmail, also, there is a way that you can add a plus on the back of it and a number or something like that, and it'll give you a separate email. So if you give your email out, you can give your actual email out and put a plus on it, and makes it a separate email.
Wow, that's
so it would go to a separate inbox and everything.
Cool. That's
a lot.
And that's automatically will go to a different inbox?
Yeah, you could set it up to go to automatically to a separate inbox. You could set up anytime you do a filter, you can program that, and you do a filter by doing a search. You could do a search, and then you could filter that search, and you could have, let's say I took all emails from you and Cheri.
Correct.
And I could have that bypass my inbox and go straight to a Richard and Cheri inbox.
And you're not able to do that with Gmail, but you can with the G Suite email that you set up.
I think you could do it with Gmail as well. A lot of the basic stuff that you get with Gmail is also applicable in G Suite. Mm-hmm. But I think the real thing with G Suite is the private domain name and the customer service and the safety.
Mm-hmm.
And just a note, according to GoDaddy, consumers are 9 times more likely to choose your business if you have a personalized email. So if you're putting your ads out there and it says Richard at Gmail or Richard at richardmartin.com, you're likely to get 9 times the business just because it says richardmartin.com.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And like you said, it's the brand application. It's keeping your name out in front of people, whether it's Richard Martin,
Right.
Cheri Martin, or you, or WCN Interactive in our case on that. Any of them
Right.
work great.
It makes you sound more professional and look more professional as well, because so many individuals just use like a Yahoo or a Gmail or a Hotmail or AOL. Some people still use AOL,
Right.
believe it or not.
Oh, they do. Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't look like they're really well. They're branding, as you would say, they're branding the other companies too. They're not branding themselves, and we want to definitely direct people to direct the traffic to us and gain that attraction and the top of mind awareness. So now, do you set the Gmail, the G Suite for Business up on Google at the same area that you set up your Gmail, or is it all coming from that same platform?
It's a separate account.
Separate account. Okay.
It's it's in the Gmail program, but you sign into it. You got a separate sign in, and it's a separate account.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, you can forward any of your emails to one account once it's set up. So if you wanted your regular Gmail to go to your business account for whatever the reason, you could do that.
Just do a permanent forward on it then.
And that makes sense because it's all owned by Google, or and they're going to definitely provide you a platform that you can easily access everything. So that's great.
And you could even access Outlook and stuff too. They've made it very easy to integrate everything.
Wow. It just amazes me. Like I said, it's ever evolving, and I'm ever learning. And I know you post a lot of great information out there on Facebook. So let everyone know what your Facebook page is, so that they can definitely go like you and keep up to date, because you're always putting out articles about Google and the G Suite.
Okay, so it'd be Facebook/RSWTechnologyGuide.com.
Okay, so if they just go to the search bar on Facebook and just look at RSW Technology Guide, they'll come to your Facebook page. And definitely give Robert a like, because I know that's where I learned from. I love to follow other influencers and experts that are in this industry so that I can keep up to date with all this stuff. Now, you mentioned that G Suite actually helps you organize your email. What about, I've heard they can do some color code labels too. Is that different?
Yeah, what it is, when you get an email in, you have the opportunity when you click on it to give it a label. So if you're working on a project or whatever, let's say in real estate you're working on a house that's at 123 Main Street, you could actually create a label, 123 Main Street, and you could put all of the emails that you get regarding that account into that one label, which is like a folder.
Mm-hmm.
And you can color code them so that they're all different. So let's say if you want properties, you can code them green, and if you want, let's say, attorneys, you can code them red. You could just do different colors for all of your different types of emails. And the other thing that's so great about the Gmail program is that you could give one email multiple labels. So let's say you're working on this 123 Main Street and you're working with an attorney, so you could code the attorney's emails 123 Main Street and code them an attorney. So there's, many, many ways that you could code different emails. And coloring them makes it easier to find.
Yeah, that's interesting, because that way you're automatically building virtual folders.
Absolutely.
And so when you look at it, and plus color coding it makes a whole lot easier too. That you've got this project going on, and so you're focused on that. What happens with, like, you're in real estate and you're trying to market something at 123 Main Street? What happens when you're completed with that project to the emails, the color codes, and all that? Can you put them in a permanent file cabinet?
You can archive them. or you can hide them from sight so that they don't all show up. So you have the option, if you go into settings, any file folders that you have, you can actually hide so they're out of the way, and it doesn't clutter up your whole sidebar. And what's really great about finding stuff in Gmail is the search is phenomenal. Google search is one of the best search engines out there, and it's applicable to the G Suite. So if you have, let's say, 123 Main Street, if you just type in the search bar 123 Main Street, it'll bring up all your emails, regardless if they've been archived or not. So they're always accessible.
From Google or right into the G Suite platform?
You search right on the G Suite platform.
Oh, okay.
In the search bar there.
Well, I love this whole idea because I know Richard's always on me about not deleting emails. I have so many that are still unopened because I tend to just file them away too, and I'll get to them later.
Thousands upon thousands of them.
But I love the I mean, that's I hear this complaint or challenge from so many people that we have so much coming at us into our inbox on a daily basis that then we start sorting through them. So I love the fact that we can actually sort by setting up folders and then even doing the color coding so that we can sort even deeper and stay. And I can see myself not missing emails that I sometimes do miss, I'm afraid, that because we have so many coming in. So I love that. Well, how about organizing your contacts then? How does it help us do that?
One of the things I love about the contacts is that you can put your contacts in groups. And a contact can have several groups. So what I mean by that is just to give you an example, I teach classes, and I teach several different classes. And if I teach a class on, let's say, G Suite, on today, 3/10/2017, I could take everybody that's in that class, and I could code it G Suite class 3/10/2017. So if I want to look back later and see who was in that class, I could just pull that up and see everybody that was in that class. If I want to send out a group email to everybody in that class, I could do it that way.
Oh, I love that.
And one of the other things that I haven't found anywhere else is that if I have my contacts in groups, and if I want to export contacts into another program like Constant Contact, I can literally separate it by groups and just export and import one group. So if I have 1,500 names in my contacts and I only want to export and import 20 names that are in that particular group, I can do that. I don't have to export every contact I've got.
Oh, wow. So you can actually, it integrates then with your Constant Contact, or another one is the CRM tool, Insightly. So if you're using a customer relationship management tool, you can actually, are there specific ones that it does work better with than others, or does it integrate with pretty much all of them?
When you go to export, it allows you to export it by group, and that puts it in an Excel spreadsheet or a CSV file. So it really doesn't matter where else you're going to put it in, as long as you can import using those formats.
Perfect. I love that. Organization is really key because we do have so much coming at us. So much these days. I thought technology was supposed to simplify life, but I haven't found that yet.
Sometimes it does if you use it.
Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong.
It's not.
It does.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to use it before it helps you be simplified.
Using it is the simple part. It's organizing everything and getting all the moving pieces in the way you want, like putting groups. Well, you may have 4 or 5 groups, and you may have an individual, or in this case, an email address that would be in 2 or 3 of the groups, but not in the other 2 groups. So, when you start looking at that, the setup time is the investment.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I do when I put somebody in my contact list now,
Mm-hmm.
I just put them in, and I give them a group or set of groups, and that way they're in. I usually, when I enter them in, they're usually in about 4 or 5 groups right off the get-go. Because I might have them for my class.
Mm-hmm.
I might have them that they're technology students. If they work for my company, Lang, I have them down at Lang and what office they work for.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a group called Lang Technology Students, so that separates it even further. So one contact, when I put it in there, would have about 4 or 5 different groups that I could find them under.
Mm-hmm. How much time would you feel, like a novice person just starting to use this product, how long do you think it would take them to actually get everything set up so they are starting to use it properly and actually use it, period?
I guess, actually setting up the program itself doesn't take long. As far as organizing your contacts and everything, I would imagine that would depend how many contacts you have. If you got a small amount, it won't take long. If you got 2,000 or 3,000, you have to, weed out what you want, what you're going to keep, and sort them out. So that is time consuming.
And do you do any one-on-one training, or do you only offer the different workshops?
I do one-on-one, and I'm in the process of developing where I could do it over the internet. I haven't quite gotten to that point yet, but I'm finding that it's necessary to do it. And that new product that actually came out this morning, Cheri, with the Meetup,
yes,
that Google just came out with, I think will be very effective for me to do one-on-one training via Google Meetup.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Do video training.
I was looking at that too. Yeah, like I said, I was just reading a little bit about it. And I thought, oh, Robert will keep me up to date on it.
Yeah. When I get off the phone later, I'm going to actually delve into it a little bit more.
Love it.
Like I said, I'm a representative for Google.
Mm-hmm.
So I get these emails, and that email literally I got about 10 o'clock last night about the new program.
Wow.
And they're rolling it out today.
Totally understand. I get that way with so much happening with social media. A lot of changes on Facebook, and especially we were talking the other day about LinkedIn, so I'm constantly staying on top of that.
Yeah, we just had a question come in. The question is, why would someone use G Suite over Microsoft Office 365?
Yeah.
Could you do a little bit of a comparison? Yeah. Could you do a little bit of comparison with that if you know 365?
I have 365, and a lot of people use both and interreact. One of the big factors, depending on the size of the company, is the cost involved. G Suite, I think, is generally less expensive to implement.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it's real close. It's hard to... I just actually posted on LinkedIn today a comparison of G Suite and Office 365.
Oh, I'll go grab that and make sure I'll share it on our Social Radio Show page so that people can read that.
And, some people like G Suite better. Some people like 365 better. I think Google has been doing a collaboration with users a little bit longer than Microsoft has. Microsoft just recently started getting into that arena, maybe 6 months ago. And Google has been doing it for years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think they've got a little bit edge on it. But I mean, they're both good. I'm not knocking Microsoft 365. But they're both good.
Yeah, but the whole thing, this is the way the online community is moving. We're taking, we've been virtual, now we're having virtual offices. So
right.
I think you were indicating earlier in the show that it doesn't matter where here is, as long as you have a way to get up on the internet. Absolutely.
As long as if you have a phone or a tablet or a computer, you can communicate with your other workers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
a
very good program.
With that in mind, with the G Calendar now, is that the same as my calendar that I have on my Android? That is connected with the calendar for my Gmail account, or is it a different calendar completely?
It would be connected to the email that you have your G Suite signed under.
Okay.
So, and like what I do on my Android, when I add a contact, Android has several different contact programs. You have the Android contact program that comes with the phone, and then you can sign in with Outlook or Google.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I make sure that I default all my sign-ins to my G Suite email.
Okay.
That way, if I put a contact in my computer or in my phone, it syncs automatically. So I don't have to worry that it's in one place and not the other.
Time management, I love it.
Yeah. Well, not only that, think about it, Cheri. If you have your phone and you have 1,000 contacts on it and you lose your phone, you're dead. Or even if you lose your computer, you're dead. If I lose my computer, I could go get on another computer, go out, sign into my Google account, and all my contacts are still there. They didn't go anywhere.
Wow.
You know,
things
my computer went somewhere, not my contacts.
But it's things we don't think about until all of a sudden it happens, because I can tell. I mean, how many times do we see people post on Facebook, I lost my phone, or it went in the pool, or whatever, you know, message me with your phone number. So, it's a great way, again, to definitely stay on top of your business right there.
Oh, by the way, I hate to, let me interrupt you something about losing your phone. Google G Suite has a program in the settings where you can actually hook up your phone to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you should lose your phone, you can go into that program and wipe everything clean from your phone.
Wow.
So you don't lose all your information to some scrupulous thief.
We had a friend that actually had his phone. He lost it or had it stolen in an airport or something.
Correct.
And he does all his banking on his cell phone.
Right.
Guess what? They
wiped out his account.
They wiped out his account. Yeah.
Right.
Wow, that's fabulous.
So this has a thing in the back end on the G Suite's program where you can connect the phones. And it's really good if you have a business where you have several employees and they have company phones.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you control of those phones.
Works perfect for those, like, you know, when you, like you said, especially if you have an air conditioning company and you have your team going out there and you're giving them each phones.
Mm-hmm.
I love those. So many cool ideas. Well, and with the calendar, I mean, when you're talking about team, you can actually have all your coworkers using the same calendar, correct? So you, like for appointment setting and everything.
You can create several different calendars. And each calendar you can share, you know, with your team. And when you share with your team, it gives you the opportunity to, let's say you want to set up a meeting, calendar will actually search everybody's appointments and come up with convenient times that you could all meet together when everybody's not busy.
Perfect.
So it automatically does it for you once it's set up. And there is a little bit of setting up to do, and everybody's got to have an account and a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as all those calendars are shared, let's say you want to set a meeting, you put in who you want to invite to the meeting, the calendar will actually search everybody's appointments and say, well, you can meet on Tuesday at 1 o'clock or Friday at 3 o'clock or whatever. So it eliminates all that calling, emailing back and forth. Are you busy then? Are you busy now? It does it all automatically for you.
Just let them pick the slot and it's all done. You just designate when you want to work and when you'd prefer not to be bothered.
Exactly. And it also has a feature on the calendar if you want to set up appointments. You could set up an appointment slot, let's say at half-hour or 45-minute increments or whatever, and put it out there and send it to people so the person could pick the time for their appointment, and then when the next person goes to make an appointment with you, that time won't be available, so they'll have to pick another time.
Mm-hmm.
So it really helps you organize your appointments and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to everything that you've been sharing. To me, the organization is such a huge factor because that's probably, as a small business and an entrepreneur, we're multitasking anyway. We wear so many hats, and it's hard to really keep everything in one area. There's so many pieces. Yeah, so to me, this is just sounds like the perfect tool, Richard.
No, it does, really. You know, I love the fact that you can invite people to it and they can pick their own time slot. We've looked at Time Trade and Acuity and a whole bunch of different ones for doing that for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do that, and also when you create a meeting, when you invite people, it sets up a list who's coming, and you can send out an email blast to everybody that's coming to that particular meeting to do an update or whatever with just one click. So you don't have to send out 20 different emails or anything like that. You can add notes and documents to your calendar. So if you create an event, it brings up a screen. You could put notes in there. You can actually add PDF files and things like that so that you can have everything that you want to bring to the meeting right on your calendar.
Wow.
That you can do.
I love all these features. I can't wait to go in and try it, and the price is so affordable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just hearing with all the different features that it has. When I think about some of the features I'm using now, that they're all different they're all different companies. I'm trying to bring everything together, having one tool, and being able to get all that together. I love it.
And the other advantage of belonging to the paid service is it does give you access to the Google Marketplace, where there's tons of software that are integrated with the G Suite, and even Constant Contact is integrated with them. You could integrate Constant Contact in with G Suite. You can integrate. They have accounting programs. They have client relationship management programs like Insightly and others. They've got meeting I mean, there's just hundreds of them. I can't even go into them.
So some amazing advantages then to be using the G Suite.
Yeah, I think that's really a tool that everybody listening in ought to explore and have a conversation with you about in putting this together, because I know we've worked with a number. We've had the Infusionsoft and all these things. Which are, Infusionsoft was I think $337 a month. Didn't happen, but for about a year.
I call it the granddaddy of them all. Right. Well, so real quick before we get on with our conversation, definitely let everyone know how they can connect with you, where they can connect with you, phone number, LinkedIn, everything. Let them know real quick, because I know they're going to have lots of questions.
All right. Well, the best way would be to email me, of course, at robert@rswtechnologyguide.com. My phone number is 561-386-4450. I am on Facebook as RSW Technology Guide. LinkedIn, just look for Robert Weisneck.
I'll spell your last name.
W-I-E. I was just going to do that. W-I-E-S-E-N-E-C-K.
Awesome. And I will definitely have these listed on our Social Radio Show page, as well as on on Facebook, and then also on our SoSocialRadioShow.com page under the guest information. And there you can actually go and read more about Robert and a little bit more detail about some of the other things he's done. Because I do know, since we've known Robert, he has just always been in tune and on top of this technology. And
thank you, Cheri.
Oh, you have, and I that's why we invited you to share this, because this is a product. I mean, this is a product I get asked about so much. What is this, like the Google Plus or the what is it, Google My Business and the G Suites and all this? I know it's all owned by Google, and but I know they all work together. But I don't. That's not something I'm strong. It's not a strong suit for me. So
yeah, and the fact. Go ahead, Richard. I'm sorry.
No, it's something that myself, I've never really explored, because my concept of it is basic Gmail. on that.
Right.
So as you're enlightening me and opening my eye, I want to take a look. Yes. If you're talking $5 a month or maybe a little bit more than that, if you have a larger list, on that's still pretty economical. When we're looking at other CRM tools that are out there. Customer relationship management is what CRM is.
Well, with the two different levels, you said the basic was $5, the premium $10. What is this? Are there any specific differences?
The difference is the amount of storage you get.
Okay.
On Google Drive. I think with the basic you get 30 gigabytes, and with the premium you get a terabyte or unlimited.
Okay. I figured it was part of the storage. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you another question here. Like Cheri and I do a lot of presentations, some free, some paid, and I know you said you could have them register for events. What if we were charging for an event? Is there a tool there that somebody could pay on?
Not to my knowledge. That it like a webinar. Is that what you're talking about?
Webinar face to face on that. So we would need to put a buy now link
like
from
or Eventbrite or something like that.
Eventbrite, Authorize.net, PayPal. One of those we would have to drop in.
Right.
But I do know that when you collect the names, then you can always put them and have them in with their emails and such in a folder, so that you can then message out them as they, I guess, register for an event. You could put them in your folders, and then you have them all grouped up together.
If you have the event on your calendar, you can have them actually added to the back of that event on the backside, and that would give a whole list of it. If they have Gmail, when you send out and invite them to something, it sends out an invitation. If they respond, it automatically puts them in the event.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So, and then you could email them as a group, which makes it very easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, it has the cloud storage platform, right? Is that what they're using?
The Google Drive.
That's the Google Drive. Okay.
Yeah, and more than just cloud storage, Google Drive also has an office suite where you could create Word documents, you can create spreadsheets, slide presentations, forms to collect information like surveys, or even register people for an event.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes with, you can create a website. There's something I'm working on now. It's like a hub workplace where I'm going to put together a website and different presentations to have like a learning hub where I can actually do training on the Google Suite program.
Oh, that sounds genius.
That's really, really strong there in that. And the fact that you can have up to a terabyte with the premium account. I mean, terabyte's a lot of information storage.
Yeah,
a lot of information.
Oh, by the way, let me just clarify. When I say it's $10 a month, that's per user.
Okay, right.
So if you and Cheri had an account, it would be $20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you had your own account. Now you could have one account with different emails or alias emails. I've got about 5 or 6 aliases, and that's still one account.
But if you're putting a team, setting it up for a team, then each one will have their own specific email, correct?
They could have their own email, but if they each have their own account, then each person has to pay that money.
Okay, great. No, that's good to know, because there's all those little questions I'm sure that businesses will have when they actually go in and look into this product here. But with the Google Drive, I mean, briefly, what is your thought about, cloud storage? Is that, I hear pros and cons about it. There's some people that are afraid of going out on a cloud, and some people that have no problem with it at all.
Well, number one, everything in your life is stored on the cloud. If you have a bank account, you're already on the cloud, whether you like it or not. Bank of America has their stuff on the cloud. Wells Fargo's on the cloud. All your credit cards are on the cloud, so everything's on the cloud. I think it's a lot safer to have Google or somebody like that providing security than to have your personal computer providing security, because I think it's a lot easier for a hacker to hack into your computer than it would be for them to hack into Google's.
I totally agree with that, 100% on that. Now, I have a Gmail account. What do I have to do to upgrade with just my Gmail account?
What you would do is, I provided you with a link, and I'll provide you, is go to that, and when you sign up for the, it's a 30-day free trial, they'll ask you if you do have a Gmail account, and they'll kind of put it together for you.
Oh, well,
so
that's even better.
Your Gmail. Yeah, you still keep your Gmail account, but it'll also create a business account for you.
Now, the link that you're talking about, is that the one that you wanted people to actually email you to receive? And
yes,
you have an offer that you'll provide to them, right? So go ahead and share that.
Yes, if they email me, I will provide them with the link to sign up for the 30-day free trial. Plus, I will give them a code, which will give them 20% off the first year. So instead of $5 a month, it'll be $4 a month.
Okay.
For the first year.
And you can email Robert at rswtechnologyguide.com. He'll then, once you've emailed him, he'll send you the actual link, like he mentioned, to get the 30-day free trial, but he's going to include for you that 20% off coupon for your first year. So you definitely don't, that's why we're not going to give you the link here. I'm going to just have you go and email Robert directly so you can get that 20% off coupon, because that's definitely worth it. So,
and also, folks, be patient, because if Robert gets a number of these things in, like a lot of them, it may take him a day or two or three for him to sort through everything and get everything lined up where he can get back with you, plus then do the work of setting everything up. So patience, please.
Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that.
My worst fear is all of a sudden you got 300 or 400 of these things.
Oh, would that be nice?
No, it'd be great, but we want to maintain the customer service aspect of what's going on too.
And
we just want to make sure everybody understands. Patience, please.
And I'm sure Robert, and I'm sure at that time you'll also let them know if you're doing any online training or any training in the Jupiter area too. So definitely connect with Robert. And again, you can connect with Robert on Facebook at RSW Technology Guide, on LinkedIn at Robert Wieseneck. That's Wieseneck. And again, I'll put all this up on our Social Radio Show Facebook page, and along with his email, so that you can get him send him that email and get that 20% off coupon. But gosh, you know what? This has been a fun conversation about a product I've known nothing about. We're down to about a minute and a half.
Wow.
I know.
Where does the time go?
I know. This always happens to us,
where does the time go?
So any last minute tip? You have about 20 seconds to give a tip.
There's one tip that I'm plugging. I'm going to plug an add-on that you can get. It's called Grammarly.
Oh, yes.
Grammarly. There's a free version and a paid version. But if you're anything like me and you do a lot of posting on social media or do a lot of emails, etc., the worst thing that can happen is to have poor grammar and to use the word there when it should be there or there, or
Great
stuff like
tip.
that.
Great tip.
And this will... And if you use the wrong word or leave out a comma, this will highlight it in red and show you the correct usage.
And
it makes you look very smart.
I love that tip, Robert. We're going to have to wind down here, but I will make sure I post this as well, because this is one that my husband needs, Richard. It's awesome, and I know that they have a Facebook page too. So we want to thank you so very much today, Robert, for joining us and providing this great information to our listeners, and we want to make sure everyone tunes in every Wednesday to the Social Radio Show at 12 noon. So go out and make it a great social week, everyone.